Namaste yogis, welcome to the day 8 of Full Body Mobility Challenge. I am Neeraj Deshwal and today we are going to practice a hip strengthening sequence. In this sequence, we are going to focus on improving the strength of the hip muscles. So it's time to go to the Asana lab and practice this sequence.
Hello yoga teachers, welcome to the Asana Lab. In the previous lessons, you learned sequences to improve your hip mobility. Now we are going to learn a sequence for your hip muscles strengthening. So for this sequence, I'm going to use a resistance band. So let me show you. So this is a resistance band of 7 kgs which is easily available online. You can check that out and buy it for you. So this will be really beneficial for your practice and you're going to help your student as well. Okay, so let's begin with the sequence. So the first posture that we are going to do is Supta Padangushtasana A and B. So we are going to collect the blocks and the bed. So we already know how to place the blocks. We'll begin from the left side. Make a loop with the belt. And lie down on your back. Place the loop on your left feet. Adjust the loop if you want. Okay, now place the block accordingly so that when you go in Supta Padangushtasana B, your thighs falls on the block. Now hold the belt from one end, toes towards you, heel moving away from you, tip of the shoulders going back. On the right leg, press your thighs, knees, calves firmly on the ground. Now if it is difficult for you to keep the leg straight, you can bend your right leg. Now hold it for a few seconds, toes towards you, heel moving away from you, pull the kneecap up and quadricep up. So first we are mobilizing the hip joint and then we are going to begin with the strengthening part. Hold, hold. Now let's go to Supta Padangushtasana B. We'll go to Supta Padangushtasana B and you know what to do when you are going into Supta Padangushtasana B. Do not let the right buttock lift up. Press the right shoulder, the shoulder on the opposite side and the buttock firmly on the ground. On the right leg, I'll press the thighs, knees, calves firmly on the ground. On the left leg, toes will come towards me, heel will move away from me. I'll pull the kneecap up and quads up. And hold for a few seconds. 30 seconds is a good time to hold. You can take your practice to 60 seconds and more. Hold. 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 Now it's time to release. Let's do it on the other side. So I do it from the right leg. So place the loop on the foot and hold it from the other end. On the right leg, toes towards you, heel moving away from you, pull the kneecap up and quads up. Left leg, press thighs, knees, calves firmly on the ground. Don't let the left leg lift up. If holding in this posture is difficult for you, you can bend your left leg like this. Otherwise, keep it straight. Open the back of the knee. You can also separate your toes. Keep your chest open. Do not let your shoulders be loose or dropped. Hold in this position. So pull the kneecap up, quads up. Hold. Hold. And let's go in Supta Padangushtasana. B. Supta Padam Kushtasana B. So when you go in Supta Padam Kushtasana B, press your left buttock, the buttock on the opposite side, and your shoulder tip firmly on the ground. Toes will come towards you, heel will move away from you, pull the kneecap up and quads up. Open the back of the knee. Hold. Again, so 30 seconds to 60 seconds. And release. So that was Supta Padam Kushtasana A and B. Next posture that we are going to do is Janu Shish Asana. So I'll keep the blocks on the side. So as I mentioned in the previous lesson, you can also use a rolled towel to do Janu Shish Asana. Keep it underneath your knee and press it firmly. Okay? Especially for those who are unable to keep their leg extended, their knee extended. Now first, you will bend the left knee. Both the buttocks should come in one line. So adjust the buttock, place the belt on the foot, add a slight flexion on the spine. Do not bend too much as of now. Press the back of the knee on the floor, toes will come towards you, heel moving away from you. So your foot will slightly lift up, that's all right. So give a good stretch to your calf muscles, to your hamstring. Do not let the shoulder drop. Shoulder going back in external rotation. Hold. Hold. And release. Now we'll repeat on the left side. So again, bend the right knee. Both the buttocks should be coming in one line, so I'll adjust it. You can refer to the Janu Shish Asana lesson. Open the back of the knee. So if your knee joint is not open, your hip movement will be affected. Your hip mobility will be affected. So you have to make sure that the knee joint is open and it is moving freely. So that's why we are placing the back of the knee firmly on the ground or on a rolled piece of cloth. So it doesn't matter if you can bend too much or you can do the entire version. That doesn't matter. Focus on opening the back of the knee. Now release. Now, the next posture that we are going to do is Tadasana with the help of the chair. So I'll bring the chair. And place the blocks. Okay. Now, anterior foot on the blocks, posterior foot on the floor. And if you want, you can hold the chair with your hands, because some people go like this. They are not able to balance when they are standing in this position. So right now I don't need it. I am just keeping my fingertips on the chair. And hold. Open the back of the knee. Pull the kneecap up and pull your quadricep up. Hold. Hold. And release. Now the next asana that we are going to do is Parsvuttan Asana. Okay? So same setting as we did in the previous lesson. Now keep your right foot on the block, take your left leg back. First you will adjust your buttocks because your buttocks won't come in one line. So adjust your buttocks. Now pull the kneecap up on the front leg. Pull the quadricep up. Push the thigh bone into the hip socket. On your back leg, rotate your buttock from inner crease towards the outer crease. Press the heel firmly on the ground. Pull the kneecap up and quads up. Tip of the shoulders back, dorsal spine into the chest. Now hold in this position. Hold in this position. Now what you will do is, you will bend your knee slightly. You will bend your knee slightly and pull it back. Bring to extension. Bring your knee to extension and pull the kneecap up and quads up and push the thigh bone into the hip socket. Push the thigh bone into the hip socket. So let's do it again. Bend the knee and then bring the knee in extension again, and then pull the kneecap up and quads up, pushing the thigh bone into the hip socket. So this will fire your hip flexors muscle. Okay. So bend the knee again and pull the kneecap up and quads up and push the thigh bone into the hip socket. So we'll do this at least 3 times. So you can go for 4 times or 5 times depending on your practice. So let's take it to 5. So this will activate your hip flexors muscle. Now do it on the left side. So we'll go in Parsuttanasana. Again, first adjusting the buttock, both the buttocks coming in one line. Pull the kneecap up, pull your quadricep up, push the thigh bone into the hip socket. Then bend the knee, flex the knee and bring your knee in extension. Back again, pull the kneecap up, quads up, push your thigh bone into the hip socket. So make sure when you are bending your knee, you're not taking your torso along with it like this. So just the knee. And then pull the kneecap up and quads up. Bend the knee. Then pull the kneecap up and quads up. So you have to make sure you're lifting your entire quadricep up. And pushing the hip bone into the hip socket. That will really fire your hip flexors muscle. Now, I did it 5 times on both the side. Parsuttanasana and bending the knee and firing my hip flexors muscle. Now, the next asana that we are going to do is Trikonasana. So remember what we did in the last class, keeping my right foot on the block, right heel in line with the left foot arch. Separate my feet and just hold the chair. Just hold the chair. Now, I'll rotate both the thighs into out so that my knee and ankle are coming in one line. Okay, and press the little toe on the back leg. Both hands on your waist, tip of the shoulders going back, hold the chair like this. Now again we'll repeat the exercise that we did with Parsuttanasana. So we'll bend the knee again and then pull the kneecap up and quads up. Pull the kneecap up and quads up and push the thigh bone into the hip socket. Push the thigh bone into the hip socket. So bend the knee, pull the kneecap up and quads up. Bend the knee, pull the kneecap up and quads up. So you will feel, if you are practicing along with me, your quadricep is firing right now. Even your hip flexors muscles. Okay? Now do at least 3 to 5 times on one side and then we will change. Let's go to the other side. Now again, keeping my left foot on the block, left heel in line with the right foot arch. I'll separate my feet, both the thighs going into out from the front, bringing my knee and ankle in one straight line. On the back leg, I'm pressing the little toe firmly, holding the chair like this. Tip of the shoulders going back, keep my chest open. I'll bend the knee and bring it back. So we are flexing the knee and then extending it back to its normal position. And then pulling the kneecap up, quadricep up, and pushing the thigh bone into the hip socket, into the hip socket. So bend the knee and bring it back. Pull the kneecap up, quads up, push the thigh bone into the hip socket. Bend the knee, pull it back. One more time. Pull your kneecap up and quads up. One more time. Pull your kneecap up and quads up. So 5 times on the right side, 5 times on the left side. Now we will move on to the next posture, which is Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll do it with the help of the chair. We'll keep the blocks to the sides. Keep my hand on the chair, take my legs back. Make sure my hands and feet are coming in one line. Taking my pelvis back, I'll pull the kneecap up and quadricep up. Open the back of the knee. Forearm in pronation.
Roll your upper arm out and extend your side trunk.
Hold. Hold. Hold here. Pull the kneecap up. Quads up. Hold. And release. So that was Adho Mukha Svanasana. The next posture that we are going to do is Prasarit Padottan Asana. So we'll use the chair again. Keep my hands on the chair. Take my legs back. Separate my feet. Keeping my feet parallel. Pressing my leg firmly on the wall. Now first of all, pull the kneecap up. Press the front of the thigh towards the back of the thigh. And move your buttocks away from each other. Tip of the shoulders going back. Dorsal spine into the chest. Dorsal spine into the chest. Pull the kneecap up, quads up. Pull the kneecap up, quads up. Hold. Hold. Keep pressing the front of the thigh towards the back of the thigh. Keep separating your buttocks. Keep your quadricep active. And release. Release. So that was Prasarit Padottan Asana. Now, next, Uttanasana. I'll bring the block. I'll keep it between my thighs so that my inner leg is also activating. I'll keep my buttocks on the wall. Now I'll keep both the hands on the chair. Now my foot is slightly away from the wall. Tip of the shoulders going back, dorsal spine into the chest. Press the block as much as possible and hold. And pull the kneecap up and quads up. Press the block as much as possible. Press the block as much as possible. Hold. And release. So that was Uttanasana. Now we are going to do some strengthening of our hip muscles with the help of a resistance band. So let's see how we can use this resistance band to improve our strengthening of our hip muscles. So I'll first lie down on my back. So before I completely lie down, I'll tie this band around my foot like this. Like this, you can see. Okay. Now I'll lie down on my back. Now I'll slightly separate my feet so that I start to get the resistance from the band. So don't keep the band loose like this. So I'll slightly separate the feet so that I'm getting this resistance from the band. Now I'll raise my right leg up 10 times and bring it back. So let me show you how. So 1, come back. So remember, when you are raising your leg and you are bringing it back, so you are bringing your legs back in the same motion, maintaining the eccentric contraction in your muscles. So I hope you understand this term. So 2, 3, 4. Now by this time you'll start to feel that your quadricep, your front of the thigh, is being activated. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so no guesses here. We are focusing on the hip flexor muscles. Now we'll repeat on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So make sure that the toes are pointing towards you, heel moving away from you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we worked on hip flexors muscles. Now we are going to work on the hip abductor muscles. So for that, you would slightly raise your left leg up and take it to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this could be stressful for beginners and old age people, so make sure that you keep on asking them if this is comfortable, and if you think 5 is enough for you, you can stop there. Okay, let's do it on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 times on the right side and 10 times on the left side. Okay. Now what we'll do next is bring the band just above your knee joint like this, and bring your feet closer to your buttocks and keep your feet touching each other and even your knee joint. Then you will only separate your thighs like this and bring it back, keeping your foot together and separating your knees. So you will do this 5 to 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now we'll turn sideways like this, keeping our knees bent. Again, we'll raise the leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this is slightly difficult exercise to do, so keep the repetitions 5. Okay, let's do it on the other side. So I'll shift on opposite side to show you. So basically you can make a pillow with your arm to rest your head and then lift the leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So basically, with these exercises, we covered the hip flexion movements, hip abductor, adductor movement, and the rotational movement of the hip. So these exercises will work on the hip flexors muscle, hip abductor muscles, hip adductor muscles, and all those muscles who are participating in the rotational movement. Okay. Now we are going to do one more exercise which will work on the hip extensor muscle. For this, we will need a bolster. Now, we'll lie down on the back, keep a foot on the bolster like this. Slightly maintain a distance between the bolster and your buttocks. So we are doing Setu Bandhasan with the help of the bolster, or using bolster to strengthen our hip extensors muscle. Okay. So first, you will keep your heels firmly on the bolster. Okay. Then tip of the shoulders going back, and then you will raise your pelvis up 1 and then bring it down. You will do it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So remember, I've kept my heels pressed firmly on the bolster. Now I'll change. I'll press my toes on the bolster and then lift my pelvis up. 1. So as soon as you lift up, you will feel something in your buttocks and your hip extensor muscles. 2. Keep the tip of the shoulders back. 3, 4, 5. Now release. So that was Setu Bandhasan. I used a bolster to work on my hip extensor muscle. Now, next, I'm going to do Adho Mukha Svanasana again with the help of the chair. So, bring your hands and feet in one line. Pull the kneecap up and quads up. Take your pelvis back. Forearm inclination.
Roll your upper arm out and extend your side trunk.
And hold. And release. So that was Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now we'll we will end our practice with a relaxing posture. So I'm going to do Supta Sukha Asana to end my practice. So first I'll lie down on the bolster, cross my legs in Sukhasana, keep my hands by the side and close my eyes. So stay in this posture for at least 3 minutes. Now it's time to come back. So that was a sequence to improve your strength in your hip muscles. So that's all from this lesson. I'll see you in the next one.